Hello, this is Alicia from the Desert Winds, and I'm going to go over the basics of your knitting. Now, before you actually ever cast on or do anything first, you need to know your basics. So, let's go over needles. These are kind of your basic needles. They come longer than this, thicker, thinner, all kinds. The thing about your basic needles is that they normally come in sets of 2, because you're going to need to. And they come with something at the top so that your stitches don't just fall off when they come to the end. Nice and important, very easy to use. The next kind of needles are what are known as double pointed needles. And there are 4 of them here. They normally come in packages of either 4 or 5. And they have the tips at both ends, which is why they're called double pointed needles. They will allow the stitches to fall off as you're working through. You know, if you're working around, boom, 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 as the stitches go by, the stitches can fall off of the end, but they're really nice for being able to set up to do things in a pattern around, such as socks or like this hat I have here. The pattern goes around and around, and I use the 4th needle to kind of move as I would along the stitches, taking the stitches from this needle to this one, so you use your 4th one. And then you move around, and when you get to this needle, you do the same thing. Now, the next kind of needle is known as a circular needle. It's not an actual circle. It's more of, you've got your needle points here, and then there's a nice long cable connecting them so that you can make a circle. These work really nice for long patterns, such as when I do shawls, I'll use a long circular needle so that I can have stitches going all the way across and to the end, and I'm just working it in a back and forth pattern. So I'm going. When it comes to the end, I flip it around, and then I go and go again. Now, needles come in 3 basic types. You've got your metal needles, like this, which I'm very happy with, I prefer. You have plastic needles, which hold up pretty good, but they do have a tendency, they can break, you can snap these, they bend, all that stuff, but they do tend to be cheaper. And then you have wooden needles. These are normally made out of bamboo. They are very nice especially when you're starting off, because they hold on to the yarn a lot better. They're less likely to be slipping as they will be on metal or plastic needles. Now, on top of that, I recommend people this is just a simple, got measuring tape on it, but more importantly, it has these holes with the numbers and sizes. It normally has sizes for US, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, going on, as well as the metric, 2.5, 2.25, so forth. So, you've got your needle, and you're like, okay, what size was this? Was this an 8? Was it a 9? Was it a 4? I can put it in. Oh, nope, won't fit in 7, won't fit in 8. Ah, this is a size 9. It also helps when you need to measure to do gauge, because most of it is in 4 inches. So you can go, okay, this measures 4 inches, or it was 5 inches, or it was 2 inches, or however big it was. The last couple of things you need are your needles. Now, these aren't knitting needles, these are normally yarn darning needles or yarn needles. This is very common, it's very easy to use, it's got a wider eye, it's pretty thick, but it helps to tie things off. The other one I have, this is kind of double pointed, it's a very large eye, so if you're having problems seeing, or if you have really annoying thread, you can easily just open it up, shove your thread in there, and have it go in either direction. It also wiggles and bends quite well, so if you're working in a very fine area, it can be very, very helpful. Once you've got your stuff, we can start knitting.